TOEFL Junior Practice Test 3. The listening section has 42 questions. Follow along as you listen to the directions for the listening section. Directions. In this section of the test, you will hear a teacher or other school staff members talking to students. Each talk is followed by one question. Choose the best answer to each question and mark the letter of the correct answer on your answer sheet. You will hear each talk only one time. Number 1. Listen to a school principal speaking to the students.
I am your new principal, and honored to be so. There is no greater calling than to teach young people. I would like to apprise you of some important changes coming to our school. First, this school will no longer honor race or ethnicity. I could not care less if you are black, brown, red, yellow, or white. I could not care less if your origins are African, European, Latin American, or Asian, or if your ancestors arrived here on the Mayflower or on slave ships.
What does the principal want to tell the students? Number 2. Listen to a history teacher talking to a class.
We are going to use historical fiction and primary source images from the Library of Congress to explore a child's perception of the Civil War era. Throughout the project, our focus will be examining history from a child's point of view, rather than from an adult perspective.
What will the class probably do next? Number 3. Listen to a math teacher talking to the students.
Dinosaur math is to teach simple addition equations. This teaches you what it means to add numbers. It provides entertaining visuals, the actual equations, and takes you step by step through the process of adding two numbers. This lesson plan can then translate into helping you use number lines, your fingers, or any resource that can help you figure out simple math problems.
What is the purpose of the talk? Number 4. Listen to an English teacher speaking to a class.
As you know, building confidence is absolutely necessary to inspire you young children to read. It also builds pre-reading skills. Use different strategies to make meaning from print, retell a story including many details, draw connections between story events, make letter-sound connections, and make judgments on words and texts.
What does the teacher want the students to do? Number 5. Listen to a teacher talking to a class.
It's the smallest thing, but possibly the greatest gesture you can do today. Plant a tree seed. It can be a pit from an apple, an acorn from an oak, or a winged nut from a maple. You can even go crazy and buy a whole packet of tree seeds from your local garden center if you want. All you have to do is make sure that they are the seeds of trees that are found naturally, or native to the place in which you live. But where do you plant it? On the side of the street, in your garden, in the park, by a lay-by, on the side of a field, or next to a wood. Anywhere where there's space and light.
What is the purpose of the talk? Number 6. Listen to a school principal announcing over the intercom.
All students attending a course with Summer Boarding Courses Limited must have comprehensive travel insurance. Summer Boarding Courses Limited, in association with Gibbs Denley Insurance Services, provides all students with travel insurance. Students will automatically be included on the insurance policy from the date of booking until the course departure date. unless the parent or guardian expresses they do not wish to be included, or if a student has booked through an agent who provides separate travel insurance.
What is probably true about the travel insurance? Number 7. Listen to a geography teacher speaking to his class.
It's nearly impossible to overstate the threat of climate change. Greenhouse gas emissions are rising more rapidly than predicted, and consequently the world is warming more quickly. Global warming will have catastrophic effects, such as accelerating sea level rise, droughts, floods, storms, and heat waves. These will impact some of the world's poorest and most vulnerable people, disrupting food production and threatening vitally important species, habitats, and ecosystems.
What does the teacher tell the students? Number 8. Listen to a culture teacher speaking to her class.
First, take a digital picture of each object. Second, put the pictures in your interactive whiteboard file, whiteboard software. Third, write a sentence to describe the object on the interactive whiteboard, under each picture. Finally, use the whiteboard pens to highlight the key words in colors.
What is the purpose of the talk? Number 9. Listen to a culture teacher speaking to her class.
Today you'll create a blog from Lincoln's point of view, or from a slave's point of view after the Emancipation Proclamation. And then you need to comment back to one another's blog post, playing the role of a freed slave, slave owner, or someone else from the time period. The site listed below provides a copy of the Emancipation Proclamation. Display the document on your interactive whiteboard or projector. This site from the National Archives provides images of the original proclamation, along with a brief analysis explaining the various limitations to Lincoln's document that freed the slaves.
What will the students probably do next? Number 10. Listen to an art teacher speaking to her class.
History books tell the story of previous generations, but to really understand what people valued in the past, it is helpful to examine the objects that they left behind. These documents, advertisements, photographs, films, posters, and recordings tell a more vivid and personal story than paragraphs in a textbook. Now we're going to examine images of artifacts from the 1920s, the setting for Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby. Through careful observation, you construct an idea about life in the United States during the Jazz Age.
What point does the speaker make?